Hello friends, welcome to our channel Bollygrad Studios. I am Shariful. Today we are going to talk about Aquaman's trailer breakdown. The DC film delivers goofy Jason Momoa and goofy CGI fish. Not so long ago, DC Extended Universe launched Aquaman's trailer. A 1-2 punch of Aquaman and Shazam signaled a new era for Warner Brothers. No longer will the DCEU be solely dark, gritty and brooding. Dive into our Aquaman trailer breakdown to find out if James Wan's movie holds water. Even though we met Aquaman Arthur Curry in Justice League and got a glimpse of his strained existence between the land and the sea, Aquaman will dive into his origin, which means we are going all the way back to the beginning. Aquaman's story begins with the meeting of a human and the Queen of Atlantis. New Zealand actor Temuera Morrison plays Thomas Curry, Arthur Curry's father and a lighthouse keeper, who discovers Nicole Kidman's Queen Atlanna washed up ashore during a terrible storm. Queen Atlanna washed up injured and unconscious and curiously laying next to King Atlante's trident. The majority of the Aquaman movie will chronicle Arthur Curry's search for the trident with the help of Mera, Amber Heard. The pair embark on this quest after discovering an artifact from the dead king saying, "The time has come to pass on my legacy. If you seek my power, you must prove your worth." However, Arthur's not the only one on the hunt. They will be pursued by Patrick Wilson's Orm, also known as Ocean Master, and Yahya Abdul-Mateen II's David Hyde, also known as Black Manta. "You could unite our worlds one day," Queen Atlanna tells an adorable baby Arthur Curry. It seems more than just love that brought Thomas and Atlanna together, but a necessity to stop growing tensions between the people of the land and the kingdoms of Atlantis. Here is the scene that had everyone scoffing. Yes, the CGI for the sharks and fish all look very rough. And yes, this moment is not quite as epic as this movie seems to think it is. But look at how cute baby Arthur Curry, portrayed by Ken Gulder, is. How could you bully him? Here we have Mera emerging from the seas with a task for Aquaman to take back the throne from his half-brother King Orm and stop his war against the surface world. When Aquaman's poster first hit the web, fans speculated that the tagline "Unite the Seven" referred to the members of the Justice League. But that theory quickly fell apart when the League only came to 6 members. It turns out 7 refers to the 7 kingdoms of Atlantis, which fractured into several kingdoms when it sank into the ocean. King Orm's army, riding the white sharks, faces off against King Nereus' army aboard sea dragons at an ancient meeting place called the Council of the Kings, which once used to be the ruling place of the single king of Atlantis, but has since fallen into disarray. Your half-brother King Orm is about to declare war upon the surface world. The only way to stop this war is for you to take your rightful place as king, Mera tells a reluctant Arthur Curry, who argues that he has no ties to the world of Atlantis. When King Orm sends a tidal wave that sends a fishing boat crashing against the road that Arthur, Mera and his father are driving along, Arthur changes his mind. Arthur, Thomas and Mera survey the wreckage that King Orm has wrought upon the land, with Arthur's face turning to anger. They stand in front of the crashed car they were driving in, but thankfully all 3 seem to be unharmed, perhaps thanks to Arthur's heroics. In what looks like a scene from the past, the dead King Atlantis strikes his trident on the floor in front of his throne. Perhaps this is the vision that Arthur receives, which sends him on his quest for the trident. Arthur dons a damaged armor very unlike the one he wore in Justice League. Instead of the green and gold scaling, this one is gold and red and more along the lines of traditional armor, which makes everyone wonder, where did Aquaman get his battle armor for Justice League? In the early action scene of this trailer, we mostly see him fighting shirtless. King Orm proves to be quite the showboater, pompously shouting to the audience, "My brother has come from the surface to challenge me for the throne." While King Orm wields a 3-pronged trident, Arthur's weapon looks more like King Atlante's mystical trident, foreshadowing. It seems like the battle between King Orm and Arthur has moved locations, now taking place in the chamber surrounded by hot flowing lava. Was this a plan by Orm or an unexpected twist thrown at the battle by outside forces? Was this a plan by Orm or an unexpected twist thrown at the battle by outside forces? It may in fact be the beginning of the battle. as Om jumps through a hole in the ceiling up to the cheering masses. Take a look at Patrick Wilson's man bun. The trailer then gives us another flashback to Arthur's childhood, this time with teen Arthur Otis Danji, training with an Atlantean to fight. Blessed with sharp reflexes and super strength, Arthur is easily able to catch the trident thrown at him. We then see him fighting on the beach with an unidentified person, a teenage Om perhaps. Another shot of teen Arthur with his trainer, who turns out to be Willem Dafoe's Nereus Vulko, Atlantis Counselor and Aquaman's Manta. That's right, you thought Willem Dafoe didn't appear in this trailer, but there he is, barely visible for a half second. Perhaps the movie is saving the best for last, because we would certainly be killed by the sight of Dafoe's man bun. This is a really beautiful shot of Arthur and Mera diving off a fishing boat that comes under the attack of the trenchers, an ocean-dwelling race of creatures from one of the former Atlantean realms that have mutated into monsters. The stark contrast of the red flare against the stormy sea is gorgeous and totally makes up for the Lisa Frank shots from before. As Arthur and Mera dive deeper underwater, we see the trenches weren't limited to the boat. Black Manta reveals his face in a brief shot as he takes off his helmet in what looks to be the same submarine that Arthur attacks early on. Unlike the majority of the characters in this film, Black Manta is human. He is a ruthless treasure hunter and a high seas mercenary who creates deadly technological innovations that could rival the weapons of Atlantis. Here is the reveal of Jimon Hyeonso as the Fisherman King, standing alongside Natalia Safran and Sophia Forrest as the Fisherman Queen and the Fisherman Princess, with whom Om creates an alliance with as a part of his plan to unite the Seven Kingdoms. The Fisherman Kingdom is mostly populated by residents with mermaid tales who celebrate poetry and philosophy. Fun fact, Beyonce's entire look is created by prosthetics and not CGI. Here we get our first full look at Black Manta in full costume. With red glowing eyes, he stands in a living room, perhaps ready to attack Arthur and Thomas Curry. Black Manta launches an attack against Arthur, aiming his destructive lasers at Arthur, who leaps out of the way. But the tower that he was standing on is not quite so lucky. King Om's scheme to unite the Seven Kingdoms of Atlantis against the surface world doesn't seem to be going as planned. As the Atlantean army faces off in a deadly giant sea creature-filled battle, perhaps it's Black Manta's interference that leads to this deadly standoff. Those who appreciate James Wan would go back to his horror movie roots would appreciate this brief cameo by Lang Wennell as the pilot of the plane, which Mera and Arthur dive off of sans parachutes. Wennell is Wayne's close friend who has written and starred many of Wayne's most popular horror films, including Saw, Dead Silence, Insidious and Insidious Chapter 2. Aquaman hits theaters on December 21st, 2018. That's all in today's video. We hope you liked the video. Do like, share and comment. Don't forget to subscribe the channel. Press the bell icon for more updates on it.